is something I cannot really control. I can increase my sensitivity though in a second. I can do this. It's a little too high. Too high. Well, it says it's too high, but I don't know. I don't know. It might be a little too loud. Anyways. Yeah, just making sure. What should I do with this? Go and now give us at a loss. Despite his hesitation, his situation was extremely simple and requested three key factors. The first factor is that Makoto was currently locked inside of a school. Hotspeed Academy is a school for a privileged elite, and each student attending possesses the ultimate talent. Makoto was chosen to attend Hotspeed Academy by a lottery held to select the ultimate lucky student. When he arrived on his first day of school, he immediately lost consciousness, and when he woke up, he saw all the exit windows sealed shut. Next factor was Monokuma, a mysterious robot bear being operated by a mastermind, and the announcement he made to all the students. You'll be living your whole life in this academy, he declared. If you want to leave, then kill someone and become the Blackened. The strange remote-controlled blue robot was telling Makoto and his fellow Ultimates to start killing each other in exchange of their freedom. They learned that more than one Monokuma exists, and that each contains a bomb to prevent anyone from attacking them. On top of that, Monokuma announced that anyone who attempted to harm him would receive punishment. Their final factor was the red button that Makoto had been holding in his hand. The words escape button were currently written on the button in the marker. And through the two factors, he certainly causes for panic. Makoto was only seen at a loss for the third. During his free time, Makoto noticed that the school store was open, and his curiosity got the better of him. He was overwhelmed by the distorted atmosphere, and upon entering, his attention focused on a strange vending machine, where its mono machine were written on it. It seems to accept strange bear pattern coins that sometimes found inside the school. It seems like a bad idea, but Makoto found that there might be a chance that this machine could dispense some sort of a way of escaping school. And so, he inserted the only coin he had into the coin slot, and the result was the escape button he mentioned earlier. There's a limit to how much he can tease us. Maybe the mastermind who escaped has a cruel joke. These thoughts filled into his mind as he began to feel deeply discouraged. However, there's always a chance, right? Makoto was just an ordinary girl. He'd only gained entry to Hope's Academy through a lottery to find the ultimate lucky student. Maybe that luck was the real deal. If this one is real, maybe I can let Sayaka. Makoto took a deep slow breath, and pressed the button. Instantly, pain burst in his entire body. Ugh. 1 second as I make a joke. His arms went limp and he lost balance and fell to the floor in a crumpled heap. As he breathed heavily, it dawned on him that it would just happen. Electrocution. He looked down at the button in his hand and noticed a small needle sticking out of it. Makoto quickly summarized that an electric current must have been running through it. After gaining enough strength to stand back up, Makoto thought about it once again. I should have known it was fake. Just how second twisted was the mastermind. My head still feels a little woozy. I should go back to my room and rest today. With that in mind, Makoto walked out of school to the store. But Makoto didn't know yet. If the escape button was really fake, it would have been an act of mercy from the mastermind. A small bear-shaped shadow began moving around inside the now empty school store. The shadow of Monokuma stood before the mono machine and stared at it silently. But after some time had passed, he began to laugh in a cold, hollow laugh and utterly devoid of emotion. Despite the fact that he was alone, Makoto began to talk almost as he was speaking to someone. Perhaps Monokuma was talking directly to the mastermind controlling him. I only put that in the mono machine because I thought it'd be interesting if one of the last few survivors had been to win it. But it has a success rate of only 0.00000001. I never thought anyone would actually win it. Perhaps I should have expected the ultimate lucky student to overcome such impossible odds. Makima started blushing and breathing heavily for no apparent reason. He doesn't have lungs. So this technology is super advanced. He can express himself like a living creature. Damn. Makoto was chosen through a lottery, and now he won the escape button through a lottery. As an ultimate lucky student, my group doesn't expect him to get the button of escape. This is obviously impossible, right? Is this what a miracle is? Is this all system goes toward escaping? Is something that defies all common sense about to come crashing down in my world? Decides a luck-based cruel joke would work. Well, even though I don't really want this at all, I'm starting to enjoy the new sensation. We'll be back after these commercials. Oh yeah, he's talking to the camera. Makoto's eternal machinery began running at full capacity. Special expressions began changing more smoothly than any humans could. Suddenly, his expression immediately stopped as he whispered through speakers. Is this really good luck? After muttering something so ominous, Makima's loud screeching laughter rang jarringly through the room. The situation that was about to unfold contained two conflicting emotions in equal measure: hope and despair. The next day, nighttime, Makoto's room. Makoto lay on his bed, desperately struggling with despair and hope churning within him. Monokuma had forced the students to watch a DVD earlier that day. Oh! This is right after, they watched their motives. And this is right before Sayaka dies. Makoto showed a scene that suggested his parents and little sister were in danger, but he now found himself determined to leave the school. The thing is, the relationship between Komaru and Makoto, it isn't like a weird one, but it's confusing. Because sometimes Komaru will be referred to as the little sister, and then be the big sister, and then be a little sister again. And it's a little confusing. I think they just got inconsistent. But yeah. It seems that other students were forced to watch shocking videos of their own. Videos so shocking that they were now determined to escape the school too. Even if it meant sacrificing someone to do it. However, it was obvious that these videos were part of the Monkuma's trap. As long as the student killed someone, they were allowed to graduate and leave the academy. It seemed that the mastermind controlling Monokuma was hell-bent on making students kill each other. But right now, Makoto was most worried about Sayaka Miyazono, who seemed to be incredibly distressed after watching her DVD. Sayaka wasn't just the ultimate pop sensation, but she was also Makoto's classmate when they were students at Blackroot Junior High. Her optimism had been encouraging Makoto these past few days, and he is becoming a similar source of strength for Asado. If nothing else, I'll at least save Miyazono. As soon as Makoto thought that, he suddenly felt a small headache. Ooh. Was he still reeling from being punched by Mondo the other day, or was it a side effect of being electrocuted by the escape button? I had to let my dog in real quick. Never mind. Anyways. Nice bookmark. As Makoto pondered the things, the pain suddenly subsided, and he returned to his determined thoughts of escape. Anyway, we'd all need to work together, and, At that moment, Makoto realized his goal had changed slightly. We all need to? Ideally, it would be best if everyone survived together. However, aside from Sayaka, Makoto had never met the other students before. He didn't know if they could even be trusted in the first place. But at that moment, he trusted them without even an ounce of suspicion. He believed that... Oh, I can change the page. Ah, that's good to know. Without an ounce of suspicion, he believed they were all worth helping, even at the cost of his own life. Just like Sayaka. Why? Headache struck again, as if all the blood vessels in his brain were individually sliced open. Why did I just think I could trust the others as much as I trust Sayaka? Go figured out why his thought process had suddenly changed. Something was wrong. The throbbing pain in his head seemed to synchronize with a strange feeling that something was approaching him. As a ray of light began to form with the dark recesses of his own mind, the doorbell rang. Someone's here? I already know who it is, but yeah. He quickly got out of bed and only made the head over quarters. No concern for his own safety, Makoto carelessly opened the door of his room and came face to face with Sayaka. Really sorry to come by so late. Sayaka. Pain. What are you doing out so late? The moment he saw her face again, pulsing pain, Makoto's head became accelerated. He felt like his world was being torn apart from the inside out. Sorry to bother you, but there's something really weird that happened, Makoto. What's wrong? You don't look so well. Sayaka was pale and she had been trembling when she came to Makoto's room, but she seemed surprised to see that his complexion was worse than her own. Yeah, I'm fine, just my head. Makoto couldn't finish his sentence. His eyes rolled back to his head as he lost consciousness and slowly fell to the floor. Bro is out. Gone. Dead. Not really dead, but... And Sayaka's beautiful voice that let out a scream as she stood over Makoto's body. Next day, Ernest's office. Oh, you're awake. Hey, you okay? How many fingers am I holding up? Makoto unconscious. He was greeted by the sight of fingers adorned with long, fake nails being glued to his face. Huh? You're Junko, right? Hey, why do you sound so sure? I'm a little shocked to hear you say that. Despite what she said, Junko Nishimi, the ultimate fashionista, was laughing as if she found this all very amusing. Good to look around, realized he'd never been in this place before. It looked somewhat like a hospital. 3 beds, including his own, were lined up in the room with various medical instruments. The black ceiling felt strange and impressive, but as he sat up, his mind immediately centered on one possibility. Where are we? Did we get rescued? That'd be nice. Huh? She replied and looked away. She explained that this was the nurse's office on the first floor of the academy. Someone came with that said, I can't bear to see my precious students getting sick. I opened this place up this morning. But don't you think it's suspicious? What if all these meds are poison? To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. Makoto remembered his encounter with the escape button and let a small sigh. So I'm here, Junko. You should thank Sayaka for all that. She was here the whole night taking care of you. She was? Junko ignored Makoto's surprise and continued casually talking. But then Taka got all fired up and was like, we should take turns watching over him. AKA the very rule-worthy guy that just becomes gay in like the 2nd chapter. I just happened to be on duty when you woke up. Well, and even then, only Kizbaki ditched. I see, thanks. Like I said, you should thank Sayaka. Anyways, how are you feeling? Is everything okay? Makoto thought for a moment and remembered that what he had been thinking just before he lost consciousness. It's kind of weird, but actually it's a really weird question, but what's up? Junko, we've never met each other before, right? Upon hearing this, Junko's eyes widened, but a few seconds later she began to laugh. Huh? You be real? Pickup line is like totally, so totally played out, you know? Even though she was craning and looked over, a serious look came on her face. Just so you know, you shouldn't expect anything like that from me. What? I just know. I look this way, but I take my virtue pretty seriously. No, I mean, I never expected. Well, that's what I figured. You're that. Anyway. Damn. I mean, I know it's like, different. But damn. You could be a little nicer to Makoto. Makoto and Junko continue to talk to each other. No. I'm grabbing my phone and going on AO3 to check that. Just kidding, I'm not. Or am I? No. Although he wondered why Junko was talking to him instead of leaving to get with others, Makoto didn't question it. He just wanted to talk to someone, anyone. As long as he interacted with his fellow students, he believed he would learn the truth about what was going on inside his head. 10 minutes later, Junko mostly talked about her time big holes in her past, her dreams in her future. Last topic was a lot heavier than previous ones, but called Demeter to cheer her up. She smiled sincerely and said softly, "Thanks, Makoto." Maybe it was a sign of gratitude for listening to her chuckles, but she kept the same smile as he blurted out something horrifying. In return, I promise that if I do decide to kill someone, it won't be you. I mean, I take that as a compliment if we're in a killing game. At least that's what Makoto thought, but the words that came out of his mouth expressed a different sentiment. I see, thanks. But I wanted you to become the Blacken in the first place. For the first time, Makoto felt like the murderous words that came out of Junko's mouth seemed like a natural thing for her to say. Huh. She seemed very suspicious by Makoto's response and quickly blurted out, "Huh, are you serious? I was just kidding." Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry for acting so weird. No worries. Let's just chalk this up to being woozy from your recovery. She turned from her usual bubbly self and let out a big stretch and then returned to Makoto. I'm gonna get make sure you don't get killed before the next person arrives. After seeing her up, Makoto laid back down on bed and started thinking to himself, what if this strange feeling? His dull headache continued as his thoughts began to blur. I was just talking to Junko, but I felt like I was talking to someone else. I'm pretty sure we both know the standard plot of Junko. Like what she did and that stuff. If not, I can explain it. Who is she? Felt like... No, I'm not talking about like any of the comics and stuff. I'm talking about like what exactly Junko did in the first Killing game. You know, what did she do in the first Killing game? The Danganronpa 1, Trigger Happy Havoc. Okay, so basically, Junko has a sister named Mukuro Ikusaba, aka the 16th student in the Killing game. But to make Junko not seem like the mastermind, she decided to get her sister to dress up as her and just put her into the Killing game. And there's this like whole script about what she would do, and that ended up with Mukuro getting killed. So, yeah. By spears. She said, "Stabby, stabby." Huh. Each drop of pain pulsed in his head like a wave of surface of that swamp. What was this feeling? Is feeling unpleasant, although someone's voice was screaming at him inside his head. Makoto tried to organize his thoughts and go over everything that had happened to him, but he was interrupted by the sound of a bell. Oh. Oh. I forgot to mention Mukuro, aka the fake Junko's death, was right after Sayaka's body was found. And like the dorm room's nervous offices didn't have a doorbell. The bell that Makoto heard was ringing throughout the entire building. And to test this, oh, it's just a test. Okay. Yeah, I was just making sure. It's Malcolm's voice. Now that Makoto has finally woken up, please assemble in the gym. Okay. Phew. It's just, making sure that no one was dead. Because in order for, Junko to die, well, in the previous timeline, the original timeline, Sayaka would have to be dead first. And that was triggered by her plan to swap rooms with Makoto and blame him for the murder. But because they didn't switch rooms and Makoto, blacked out, that didn't happen, and likely her plan failed. There we go. He walked his steps tight and according to the rhythm of his starting headache. Slowly, he walked forward, not knowing where his head was from heaven or hell. The gym. Makoto, are you alright? Sayaka ran over to Makoto as she entered the gym. Yep, Sayaka is alive. Yeah, thanks, sorry about yesterday. I guess I really worried you. Please don't apologize. I'm sorry too. I barged into your room when you weren't feeling well. Now that you mentioned it to Makoto, what happened yesterday? Sayaka looked away for a brief moment, but immediately turned back. She smiled, popped sensation smile, and shook her head. It's nothing. I'll tell you some other time. Huh? While they were talking, Kiyotaka Ishimaru, the ultimate moral compass, aka the guy that turns gay, after being in a sauna experience with the biker guy. Yeah. He stepped forward and pointing an accusatory finger at Makoto. You're letting Makoto explain why you retarded. The other students collectively raised their eyebrows as if you're thinking, why is this guy yelling at someone who is sick? However, Makoto just smiled slightly and answered him honestly. I didn't feel well, so I was resting in a nervous office. Can you note that in the daily logbook? I see that's consistent with my information. If that's the case, I shall consider this matter settled. The conversation progressed smoothly, and Taka smiled and kept talking. I'll take full responsibility for recording it. You just focus on recovering. If you ever feel ill, please report to the health committee. It seems like we're going to appoint a health committee members after this meeting now. Taka walked away, mumbling to himself as he opened the daily logbook and found the academy supply room. Celestia Lundberg, the ultimate game boarder, who saw the whole conversation, walked into Makoto. Despite his unreasonable behavior, you knew exactly what to say to him. Huh? As soon as Celeste said that, it dawned on Makoto. It's true that he didn't feel well when he had been resting in the nurse's office. But when Taka asked him why he was late, even though he should have already known the reason, Makoto didn't feel annoyed or disappointed at all. It was as if he expected Taka to say that. Makoto felt strange that he had accepted Taka's personality so quickly. He couldn't understand why he asked Taka to do something that as unnecessary as recording it in the daily logbook in the first place. Why did I say that? It was like I was used to it. His response to Taka's demands came naturally to him as breathing. Why? Every time he tried to think about it, his headache grew even worse. As Makoto struggled to think through the pain of his headaches, Black Knight stuffed animal jumped out from behind the gym's podium and began twirling around in a cheerful voice. Hey guys, is everyone here? As he saw him, he was about to leave the students on a field trip, but not a single one of them had a smile on their faces. What is it this time? Are we gonna hijack a cruise ship and run into a giant worm? Of course, there was the one expression. Yasuhiro Hagiguri, I think. The ultimate clairvoyant, still believed to have their current situation was some kind of planned event. It actually was. He's like 33% right, or just 30%. It was the other one of those, but they're basically the same. Malcolm just ignored him and continued to address the students with adorable voice. Today I'm going to tell you about the wonderful academy system. The system sure sounds like a great word, don't you think? It reeks of danger, just like the bear. I want you all to trample over the depths of your friends and grow up to have the hardest of hearts. It's good to be a little naive. I want you to all grow poisonous personalities. After making this nonsensical introduction, Monokuma moved to the next topic. With this, he began providing a detailed explanation on the most vile system built in school, the class trial. Now, you can't just kill someone, you gotta kill someone without anyone else finding out you did it. Monokuma talked about his horrible graduation program with casual indifference. But killing hadn't happened yet. His lecture didn't instill any despair into the students. As long as the killing never occurred, there'd be no point into the class trial. But no one could really say that a killing wasn't going to happen. As the students' suspicions began to rise, Monokuma continued explaining the class trial until... Wait, hold on a second. Monokuma explained the executions that would serve as punishment. One girl stepped forward, Junko. As soon as he saw how angry she was, the rhythm because his headache began to change slightly. You're insane, you know that? The girl continued to complain angrily. She seemed completely different from the smiling person Makoto had saw in the nurse's office. Huh? Was Junko always like that? No, she was different. That's how Junko acts, but... Is that person really Junko? Huh? Wait, what am I thinking? As Makoto struggled with his headache and confusion, Monokuma and the girl continued to argue. What? Are you saying you're not gonna participate in the trial? Only punishment awaits for such blasphemy. What? Punishment? I don't know. I'll throw you in the deep, dark, scary prison or something. Different. Wait. The strange feeling he felt was not directed at Monokuma. A prison? No, they aren't that kind. A series of images flashed in Makoto's mind. And at first he thought it was some kind of parade. But he quickly realized that was a mistake. What looked like lights were actually buildings of golden flames. The red decorating this scene seemed to have come from human bodies. Despair. It wasn't confined to the academy or even Japan. It was just worldwide death and destruction flooded Makoto's brain with every throb of his headache. I've seen this before. Besides the indescribable violence taking place in all these images, there is one thing that had in common. Who are they? They're rampaging terrorists wearing black and white masks were wreaking havoc in these images. They took everything: money, valuables, lives, families, dignity, in the past, future, and possibly even hope. The masks these terrorists were wearing perfectly resembled the face of the stuffed animal arguing with the student before him. Oh. Shut up, everyone. Say whatever you want. I'm not going to be part of this. Don't be so selfish. You're not being selfish. Do whatever you want. I'm not going to do that. It's got nothing to do with me. The evil standing before me, I heard trembling fear. But I won't give up in such evil. It's my style to stick to it and resist till the very end. If you want me to get out of here, you'll have to go through me first. Monokuma swung his arms as he charged the girl with waddling steps. Okay, so either way, she confronts Monokuma during that speech about the trials, but the girl stomped on the self-proclaimed headmaster of the academy with ease. Yeah. Enjoying yourself now? Pinned beneath Rose, Monokuma looked up at the girl's cold eyes and calmly asked, "Are you?" Huh? Violence against Headmaster and Monokuma is not allowed. You have violated a school regulation. At that moment, a chill ran down Makoto's spine. She's going to get killed. Monokuma's words sounded very threatening to him. It wasn't a prediction or a guess. It was as if he knew the danger Monokuma posed from the start. If this continues, Junko's going to... His mind still didn't fully grasp the situation unfolding in front of him. By the time he realized he's about to remember something, he was already running forward. Junko? The impact of his feet, combined with the rhythm of his headache, sending his brain and heart into a panic. No, she's different. She's... I invoke the mighty summon spell. Help me, godly spirit of Gungnir. Monokuma wriggled between the girl's foot and let out a scream. At that exact moment, Makoto charged at her and screamed out, "Mukuro, watch out!" Huh? The girl dressed as Junko and Mishima whined in her eyes in shock. As if to evade charging Monokuma, she jumped back with agility and unheard of a teenage high school girl. And then, right at the moment, countless spears pierced the spot where she had been standing a split second ago. All the students, including the girl, stared wide out at this sudden turn of events. The spears, too many of them, at spot shot out of the sport at blinding speed, the mechanism installed on the floor walls in the gym. However, Makoto was able to notice this. Huh? Why did I call Junko Mukuro? Mukuro? As if he thought his mind in a sharp sudden impacted inside. Followed by an intense deathly pain ran down his body and his spine and spread throughout his entire body. The spear stabbed him in his side, instantly tore his flesh to shreds, and shot out his back, coated in blood and buttered bodily fluids. At that moment, a black fog had engulfed Makoto's mind and he was consumed by death himself. And as his consciousness slowly faded, he remembered everything. Because of the electrical jolt and the chemical combat from the escape button, because of that button that he had found by chance, Makoto Naegi managed to escape. He escaped this hopeless game where he and his fellow students had their memories stolen and were forced to kill each other. Of course, that escape also led him to his current life or death predicament. In the end, he only escaped from one despair to fall to another. But at the same time, his actions were unintended consequences for one person. The girl living a false identity as her beloved little sister, Junko Inoshino. Mukuro Usaba, the ultimate soldier and a member of the ultimate despair. Her past, her future, perhaps even her hope itself are all on the path of despair. And then so, the curtain falls on Makoto's story for now. At this point, the story is about a certain girl. A girl who is more pitiful than anyone else in the sealed-off academy. A new curtain, along with new despair, shall rise. Huh? Time and certainly stopped for Mukuro Usaba. It was as if everything surrounding her had frozen perfectly still. In the past, she was known as the ultimate soldier. She had experienced this feeling before, during her time with mercenary group Fenrir. In the situations where she was surrounded by a hopeless member of enemies within a jungle or in a desert ruin, the charging enemies seemed to as though they were frozen in time, which allowed her to claim decisive victory for all her battles. But this wasn't a battlefield, so I did this familiar sensation activate once again. In order to understand what happened, Mukuro slowly tried to assess the current situation within the frozen world. Junko and Mukuro were both children of despair, but Junko and Shima, true ultimate despair, harbors far deeper darkness within her. Though their last names are different, Mukuro is Junko's older sister and connected by the bonds of blood. She cooperated with Junko's hopeless plan and impersonated her under the pretense of participating in the killing game along with her classmates. According to the plan, Mukuro was supposed to oppose Monokuma, who his sister was controlling, and to be locked in a dungeon as punishment. Isolated from the others, she escaped from the dungeon and from various acts intended to to deprive the students of hope. And that's what the role she had been assigned. When Makoto succumbed to his headache, Junko ordered her to see if the shock had caused him to remember anything that could make him a liability. He woke up as she was tending to him, so she made a small talk with him, but she didn't seem to notice any change in his behavior. Until this point, she was certain that there shouldn't be any problems. Nothing could possibly go wrong. She stomped on Monokuma like her sister ordered her to, and flawlessly spoke the lines she was taught to memorize. Afterwards, she would fall through a trapdoor like into a dungeon and remain isolated from the other students. That was her role. She hadn't done anything wrong. There were no problems. There was no problems. She repeated that to herself and over like a silent prayer. But in that frozen moment in time, what she saw was not a trapdoor, but countless spears. One of them had skewered Makoto through his side. Why? Makoto? Why were there spears? Gungnir? I would have died if I hadn't moved. Did Junko mess up the plan? No, Junko would never mess up. Was he trying to kill me? Me? Makoto save me? Why? Why did he say my name? Did his memories come back? Did I not realize that? Did I make a mistake? Is that why Junko got angry? Is this punishment? Is it my fault? Junko tried to kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Slowly, time came back to our world. Mikuro could feel her face turning pale as she slowly looked toward Makoto. The student's screams rang through the gym. Saika was probably the first one to scream. But who screamed first didn't matter to Mikuro. Makoto, why? Wait. Second. There's actually an animation of this. There's a few different versions. But it seems like there's one person that's like, yep, I found the animator. But it's pretty hard to find the animations of themselves, I think. But I'm gonna send the link to my friend. Makoto was the ultimate lucky student. He had been her classmate for the past 2 years, and now he was a sacrifice of despair. Not long ago, he had given her an answer of sorts during the conversation in the nurse's office. He was just a pawn in the plan her sister had devised. But now a feeling of doubt began forming in Mikuro's mind. What did I want from Makoto? As if her heart churned restlessly, she returned to think. In return, I promised that if I do decide to kill someone, it won't be you. I was impersonating Junko then. Or did I really mean that? When did I start feeling this doubt? When I just now, the moment he saved me? Or when we spoke in the nurse's office earlier? Or when I first confronted him about this killing game before his memories returned? Or was it even before that? Makoto stood there, confused and overwhelmed as Makoto slowly opened his eyes, the spear still paling him through his side. Makoto? Are you okay? Mikuro was no longer impersonating the ultimate fashionista. Looking up from the floor of the gym, Makoto asked, "Why are you dressed up like Junko?" He was smiling. Maybe he couldn't feel pain anymore, or maybe or he was being affected by something else. But regardless, Makoto ignored the fact that he was dying and just gave Mikuro his warm smile. "I'm glad you're safe, Mikuro." As soon as he heard Makoto's weak-fitting voice, something inside Mikuro snapped. From the shell of despair she had built up, an intense emotion began floating out. No, this is all wrong. She couldn't hold back any emotion any longer. No. For the first time in her entire life, Mikuro unleashed a scream into the world. As Mikuro fell to her knees and clutched her head, a small shadow started walking toward her back. The stuffed animal bear had been under her foot, Monokuma. His claws extended like he was no longer walking with usual waddle. Instead, he moved like a beast silently stalking his prey as he slowly advanced within the target's blind spot. As he inched closer to Mikuro, Monokuma raised his razor-sharp claws and crouched on his haunches. It suddenly leapt forward and back of her neck. However, just before those claws could reach paralyze Mikuro, a small dark shadow moved from the side and swatted those claws away with one below. His lunge deflected. Monokuma was sent flying into the air, spinning wildly before crashing into the wall. Damn you, what are you trying to do? Sakura Okami, the ultimate martial artist. Oh, Sakura, the really buff lady. That just prevented another tragedy, so she stood before Monokuma and addressed him in a loud booming voice. Not only did he attempt to kill Junko after violating school regulations, he even attacked Makoto, who had nothing to do with this. If you plan to continue acting in such a savage manner, there's no reason for us to play along with your game. Byakuya Tokami, the ultimate fluent prodigy, smirked, condescendingly at Sakura. Fool. One could say you now violated school regulations with your senseless actions. As he looked as if he honestly did not care about his fellow students and lived or died after all. Well, she merely deflected Hasmara's attack, just for now, so I do not think it truly counts as an act of violence. Like Byakuya, Celeste seemed unfazed as she chided him over his words. My mouth is dry. Anyways, however, the banter between the two was enough to stir the stud students into action. Makoto! Saku was the first one to mind Makoto, who lay bleeding on his stomach, but Monokuma stopped her, shouting in a tone of voice that seemed completely out of his character. Be careful, don't get close to those two. Huh? Startled by Monokuma's desperate tone, Sayaka and the others stopped moving almost instantly. The students looked around at each other instead of his usual playful gait. Monokuma walked up with some deliberate methodical steps, and then he suddenly blurted out something that took everyone, including Murako Usaba. I'm sure you're probably confused by this sudden turn of events, but I want you guys to work together. As Mikuro slowly turned to her Monokuma, she pointed and yelled, "Mikuro Usaba and her accomplice, Mikoto Naege, are the terrorists responsible for locking you inside this academy." Once again, time stopped for Mikuro, but this time she wasn't the only one affected. It seemed everyone to be frozen in shock. After a few seconds of silence, Aoi Asahina, Ultimate Swimmer Pro, spoke first. Huh? You're kidding me, right? I mean, Mikoto is a terrorist? That's impossible. And who is Mikuro anyways? I mean, that's Junko. Monokuma began slowly explaining to Aoi. Real Junko must be impersonated somewhere in this school. In prison somewhere in school. Worst case scenario, she might get killed. Mikuro must have researched which one of you would be easiest for her to impersonate, and hid one cue by pretending to be her. She was probably trying to make sure the killing game went smoothly. Suddenly, Monokuma's hands and feet began jerking in awkward motion as he looked at the other students and introduced himself. Huh? Who? Your classmates are hacking into the academy from the outside. and I was finally able to take control of Markimu's body just a little while ago. Take control from who? From the head of the terrorist organization that's controlling you from outside. What are you saying, Junko? Mikuro trembled as he heard the words coming out of Markimu's mouth. Her brother, she clung to the hope that her sister wasn't trying to kill her, but as soon as that hope was born, it was immediately consumed by despair. Junko had the power to transform hope into despair, but she would never let anyone hack into her that easily. There was only one explanation. Junko Mishima was pretending to be someone named Bishiki in order to frame Mikuro and Makoto. It was as though Junko was using Mikuro's survival as a branching path to lead the students to a different despair. Markimu continued talking, while lies continued part of the interaction. When you first stayed close to the academy, you guys were exposed to sleeping gas, knocking punches, and taking hostage. Mikuro and Makoto are probably the only operatives that are terrorists at school. That means they probably know how to escape from here. And then Markimu turned to face Mikuro. Mikuro Saba was a member of the mercenary group called Fenrir. She was an wanted girl who killed over 10 people associated with the school. So don't get too strong and think you can catch her alive. In fact, it's exactly what the cops told me. So the moment I saw an opening, I tried to hack in trap. So they sat and tried to kill her. But what about Makoto? Markimu gave a cold, emotionally answer in Saya's commercial. Well, I guess the measly ultimate lucky student didn't stand a chance against defying any group like Fenrir. He was probably threatened and forced to cooperate for, damn. You're wrong. Makoto isn't a terrorist. You don't have to believe me. The whole gym fell silent, and then, as if speaking to someone there, Taka stepped forward and nervously asked, "Hold on, what do you mean Makoto isn't a terrorist?" It's saying that there's no doubt that you are, in fact, a terrorist. I asked you that you correct yourself at once and say we are not terrorists. So let's begin expressing her own doubts as well. It is strange. Does it not seem odd that she is so protective of someone we just met a few days ago? Damn, Celeste! Mikuro stood in silence. The other students' faces began to fill with suspicion as they realized they weren't looking at the real Bianca pushed against glasses up coldly and pointed out what seemed to play his tune. I heard that fool Makoto, or whatever his name is, you call him Mikuro instead of Junko. How could Makoto know that your name is really Mikuro if he just met you that long time ago? I've also heard Fenrir continue. I recall memories of Saboteur's body. I see in hostile situations, her defensive reflexes, the ultimate soldier, often manifest themselves. Mikuro's tattoo was on the back of her right hand, so she wondered how she could hide it from the other students without also calling attention to it. When they ended, his concern was in vain. If the police records are true, she should have a tattoo on the back right of her hand. Damn. As Markimu freely divulged his information. Alright, she cried Taka, voice on the show your backhand once showing your intelligence. Markimu dispensed another unnecessary remark. Make sure that real clothes covered with foundation. Chuku had ordered Mikuro to hide her tattoo of foundation, so Markimu's information was entirely true. There's nothing that Mikuro could do except stay quiet. However, she wasn't stay quiet because her true identity was about to expose. She was struck in the side with the realization that her sister was completely serious about pinning this on her. Without hesitation, shouted the foolishly honest Taka. As my classmate, I have complete faith in you. From Brian to me, murmured to himself and cold sweat during this week. Look at that, yes. Call checkmate, huh? What? They just pressed the party. Wando, ultimate Bagger King leader was going to leave him. However, there were some students who were busy questioning Markimu instead of Mikuro. Hey, you're not coming to sing us. Shouted Leon Kuwado. This was like, you should hurry up and change here already. Ron Kimmel looked at Leon and shook his head softly. The police can't help you right now. Not only are you guys hostages, it's possible that the entire hill has been real explosions and poison gas. I have to Ron Kimmel robot to investigate that for myself. What about everyone on that DVD? What about everyone that's out to school? Memory of the DVD she was forced to watch, but yesterday still weighed on your mind heavily, but Monica didn't have a clear answer. I don't know anything about DVDs, but they're definitely terrorists causing havoc out there. Law enforcement was shambles trying to deal with this. That's possible. Saika showed clutched her knees. Saika? Research here, Fujitaki, the ultimate programmer, was unsure about what she should do. Probably the other girls stood silently. First, Toko Fukawa, the ultimate rank project. She seemed to be trying very hard not to look at Makoto as he lay bleeding. The other was a quiet girl who hadn't talked about herself much, named Kyoko Kirigiri. Unlike Toko, Kyoko was watching everything intently as she was studying the scene of crime. From Makoto's breathing patterns to subtle changes in Mikuro's facial expression, nothing was escaping her attention. Suddenly, Toko began nervously talking to Sakura. So, anyways, let's just say that Mikuro, that woman, whoever there, is a terrorist. Hurry up and damn! We don't know that yet, said Sakura. My fists do not mete out justice based on simple speculation. Thank you, Sakura, for not instantly speaking to us. Sakura tried to get near Makoto and examined his wounds, but Makoto stood in her way shouting, "Don't come any closer." And Mikuro was probably the only one that could get close to Makoto. She had endless lives in the battlefield, she knew from experience. If she didn't treat Makoto's wounds, he would die. His wounds were not immediately fatal, but if he continued losing blood, he would eventually slip into shock and die shortly thereafter. Ooh, so there's a chance to save Makoto. That's good, that's good. We can save the lucky twink. Please, you need to treat Makoto first. Absolutely not. Time to go up and examine the back right hand is our first priority. Damn! Hey, Makoto's in danger. Now's not the time for that, said Aoi as she was worried, glanced at Makoto. Yeah. She was still having trouble understanding the situation as she did not decide if Makoto was suspicious or not. Byakuya was about to snap back at her, but Mikuro's action stunned him into silence. She took a deep breath, and then Mikuro removed the blonde wig from her head. Ooh, she's just gonna come out and say it, damn. Oh yeah. Where there were two long blonde pigtails at the moment before, there's now short black hair. She cleared her face in all emotion, and she spoke, her voice ringing out throughout the gym. I'm not Junushi, my Mikuro. My name is Mikuro Gasaba. Students stood ready for confession. All she did was remove her wig and clear her emotions. But as doing so, the person the students had recognized as Junko Nishima vanished from their sight. The terrorist that had taken place in the continued speaking a good calm, stoic tone. I helped lock everyone inside this academy. The confession on the seaside cliff moment has finally arrived. Wigs are against school regulations, Junko. I mean, Mikuro, shouted Taka. As if stirred because of excitement, the other students began playing among themselves. Huh? So Mikuro's wounds are, like, real? You saw him get impaled! You saw him get impaled! And you didn't believe they were real? This guy's too dumb. I need to get some water. Okay, I got some water, which is a giant ginger ale bottle just filled with water. Does that mean stuff about terrorists, whatever, is all real too? So everything that happened the past few days was just a bunch of strange stage events. In reality, the situation between Yasuhiro and only Leon could say was shut the hell up. Byakuya just remained calm and just Mikuro in a condescending manner. What does your group want? If you're after money, you should already try to negotiate with me. Of course, I'd rather let him die than surrender your ransom demands. Our purpose is to fill the word despair. Byakuya scoffed in the Nushin and began to speak once again. I see Monokuma said something similar, so ideology fuels your terrorism. It's true if you did speak to me, you would have certainly filled this world in the despair. Damn, Byakuya. Obviously, that would be impossible for you. You couldn't believe that Byakuya was saying. Fratton muttered, how self-centered can you be? After confirming that Byakuya had no more questions for her, Mikuro looked at Makoto, whose breathing had slowed and her voice showed some emotion. But Makoto has nothing to do with this. You can't believe what Monokuma says. Damn, Mondo. I don't know what you're talking about. You're a terrorist, just like Monokuma said. Mikuro looked away from Mondo and continued speaking. That's true, but Makoto isn't involved at all. Celeste coolly brushed her objection aside. I do not think trying to protect him would do any good. After all, we heard Makoto call you by your real name. Even though Makoto was truly innocent, though Mikuro was the ultimate soldier, her powers were largely limited to battle. Even a normal high school student could outwit her when it comes to debate and negotiation. If she were the ultimate negotiator, she might be able to convince them that their memories had really been erased. But in the current situation, if she tried to bring up their memory loss, they would think it was just a desperate excuse. Even Mikuro knew that. But even if she didn't know what to say, she still knew what to do. Right now, we need to treat Makoto first. Walking towards Makoto if nothing happened. The others seemed like Mikuro had decided to abruptly change the subject. Hold it, we will immediately take Makoto to the nurse's office for treatment. However, we must tie you up. That was Sakura's honest demand. But there was no way Mikuro could accept it. If she was separated from Makoto, she would do no telling what Monokuma would do to him. In between Monoto's hot temper and Byakuya's cold heart, Makoto could easily sustain further injuries under the pretense of interrogation. Furthermore, among these students, Mikuro knew she was the only one who had experienced treating wounds due to her time with Fenrir. After mulling that over, she narrowed her eyes and went silent. Her mind was made up. She was determined to fight her way out of here and escape from Makoto. I apologize, but you need to fall asleep right now. As she said that, Sakura instantly positioned herself behind Mikuro. She was completely within her blind spot. To a normal person, it seemed like Sakura had suddenly vanished. After moving faster than any human being could see, Sakura's equally fast hands launched a blow towards Mikuro's neck. However, sorry Sakura, but I need to get out of here. Mikuro parried Sakura's fist with a spinning roundhouse kiss. Ew. Sakura had raised an eyebrow to stun counterattack. Mikuro tried to use the momentum of her kick to sweep Sakura's feet under her. However, Sakura does instantly and struck back to Mikuro's pivot leg. But Mikuro was faster and jumped up, aiming a tornado kick at Sakura's chin. Sakura deflected the attack with one arm, and then both combatants leapt forward, glaring. Her blooded dealt was parried and countered with another unarmed, and the sound of battle at Kitachi Gym. It's like a typhoon had been compressed to the size of a car and set loose inside the gym. The other students were powerless to stop them. Those So all he could do was stare at the breathtaking dance of death unfolding before him. For 10 minutes passed, an enormous sound, one final impact got Jim. Two warriors kept leading once again, but mistake, I thought it had been a few days ago. Sakura felt it was Val. She had left her energized. Miko on the other hand looked down at her arm, confirmed it had been wounded during the battle, and thought it herself. I don't think Sakura is even taking this seriously right now. Despite being constantly surrounded by firearms, blades, jabs, and explosives during her time defending her, she was the first time she had ever been wounded. Miko was powerless before the might of the woman known as the ultimate martial artist and the strongest woman in the world. Just as I thought, I can't beat Sakura with my bare hands alone. As she'd been directly ordered to kill Sakura, Mikuro would have opted either to snipe her from a distance or poison her. At this close range, she would have been needed assault rifle and just to stand a fighting chance. No time for this. She looked at Mikoto and confirmed that his breathing had grown even shallower in a hurry. But at that moment, she had no one to turn to for help. Suddenly, Mikuro had an idea. It was true that gaining an ally in this situation was impossible. However, she could still turn one person into her enemy's enemy. Mikuro took a deep breath before charging. She immediately fainted and charged this different girl. Toko, who had been carrying fear from Val between Sakura and Mikuro in the other corner of the gym. Yeah, this is bad. Sakura was caught off guard and tried to run after her, but Mikuro was a step ahead of Toko first. Huh? I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. Mikuro jabbed Toko in her solar plexus and she fell into her arms and Takano yelled in a shock. This is bad. She plans to use Toko as hostage. Toko. In order to contrast to their shocked faces, Byakuya just snickered and coldly remarked, "You fool, do you really think we care if someone we just met a few days ago if it's your hostage?" Mikuro just cautiously glanced at Byakuya and replied, "You didn't meet her a few days ago." What did you say? You met her 2 years ago. Byakuya scowled and Mikuro ignored him and held her bloody arm in front of Toga's face. She yelled in her ears, "Wake up, Genocide Jack." It seems so random and out of place. Why would Mikuro mention the name of a notorious serial killer right now? The students looked at each other with confusion. Suddenly, Toko, who had been going in pain, suddenly could floor and gym in renewed vigor. She had leapt into the air with such power that a normal human would be able to have. While hovering over several meters in midair, Toko twirled faster than the professional figure skater. This caused her skirt to flutter, revealing multiple pairs of sparkling scissors. Countless tally marks were scratched into her legs like a kill count card into a fighter jet. Damn. If not for the situation, Toku's glamorous jumps and spins would have been a sight to behold. The girl, formerly known as Toko Fukawa, cackled widely as her red eyes sparkling as her absurdly long tongue flopped out of her mouth. "You call for me? Nice. Pierre. I got a murder IOU for YOU. Yeah. Toko. The situation changed drastically that even Saiga, who was silent until now, spoke up. "Hey, you flash in the pan? Don't treat Genocide Jack like that depressing little four eyes. Little girl doesn't bathe herself at all, so I gotta put in 5 times the effort to rub myself down in the shower. Yeah." I can say eek, it's weird. Look at my throat, it's sore. Toko's unchanged personality sent students clamoring among themselves. "Hey, what does that mean?" Monkey just shook his head. "There's some things that even I don't understand." The students continued to panic at the strange turn of events. Toko, calling herself Genocide Jack, took a set of scissors under her skirt and sniped them with glee as she looked. Snipped them with glee as she looked around the gym. Huh? Man, it's been a while since I got to stretch my legs. So why are you guys working here at the gym while I was snoozing away? Oh, this is why I like Genocide Jack. which is hilarious. Hilarious. I don't understand. I totally understand. You guys feel you need to cut out. Even though you're why the hell am I gonna do that for you, dumbasses? This is really meant for cutting the supple, tender flesh of adorable boys. Just like Jack was causing ruckus and she cuddling on the floor until she heard once again. Huh? Big Mac? You're like totally about to die. Oh yeah, Genocide Jack's nickname for Makoto is Big Mac. Big Mac. You're like totally about to die. What's the big deal with the world filled with so much despair that you came here to just commit mass suicide? That's but that's so hot. But why are you staring without me? Toko cried out, "Hey, get on yourself!" Just Jack annoyed Aaron and let her emotions in check, jumping and dancing with excitement as she held her scissors. Jeez, I just want to stab Big Mac. I want to stab Big Mac side myself. The spot right here, where the ribs are kind of showing already. He's not even screaming right now, though. What does that mean? Oh well, maybe I can get used to this feeling of alienation and stuff. I had no idea what's going on anymore. Sounding Yasuhiro. This is all the alien's fault. Yasuhiro buried his head in snow. Are we gonna save Makoto or not? Sneaking over to Makoto, she cautiously picked him up, confirmed that his body temperature was starting to decrease. I could still make it in there in time. Though she was carrying another person, Mikuro managed to soften the sound of her footsteps and ran out of the gym door. By the time the students heard Mikuro open the door, it was already too late. She had managed to escape the gym from Makoto. However, not everyone was aware of what Mikuro was doing. Monokuma saw her movements out of the corner of his eye and chose not to tell the students. And one other person, Kyoko Kirigiri. She saw Mikuro carry Makoto away, but not from the others as she watched him leave in silence. Everyone wrestled their own personal thoughts, speculations. Hope's Academy began walking path towards complete different chaos. Mikuro took several trophies from the gym entrance hall after passing through the door leading the hallway. She jammed the trophies in the door handles so Sakura could easily destroy these with makeshift lofts. Makeshift lofts. They should buy Mikuro extra few seconds. Then Mikuro started running into the nurse's office. The place she last spoke to Makoto. Everything necessary to perform first aid should be found there. Her little sister was her enemy. Her fellow ultimate students were her enemy. Her only ally right now was Makoto, who was on the verge of death. Mikuro knew that even she wasn't her own ally right now. Amidst all this chaos, amidst her sister's betrayal and nearly being killed, she believed she was the only one who truly understood her little sister. That's why she felt like she had to protect her. That's right, you didn't do anything wrong, Junko. You just wanted to feel despair, that's all, right? Because you love me, that's why you wanted to kill me. You were just trying to feel despair, right? I'm sorry I failed to bring you despair. But at the same time, she wondered if she saves Makoto and betrays her sister by disrupting the plan, wouldn't that fill her with even a stronger despair? Wouldn't that make her happy? But betray Junko. What should I do? Makoto closed her eyes and listened for Makoto's weak breaths. What should I do, Makoto? On the battlefield where you killed and survived, Makoto was invincible. She possessed herself and villain immense herself in the productivity machine. But on this twisted battlefield of daily high school life, she could no longer keep her emotions in check. Mikuro, the ultimate color, was beginning to question the ultimate despair. Impulses of the high school girl said this was starting to affect her state of mind. And the poor girl continued to run through the dark hallways, clinging to conflicts with herself. Now she was walking along the narrow, hair-thin path, her path between the hope of Makoto Naiki and the despair of Junko Inoshima. Meanwhile, everyone still in gym left a state of complete confusion. Toko was famous for being a prolific artist, but even though she came across as unsociable and depressing, her mind blowing transformation seemed to have just tossed all that aside. Toko turns at Jack. Sayaka trembled fear as Jack tilted her head and stuck out a long time. Huh? What's all this reception, you guys? You guys didn't know who I was? Have I been found out? Or have you known all along? And that's what it's the Soul and Samurai just like that. The outfit doesn't look good on her at all. Soul and Samurai was probably referring to Mikuro. Which means Toko already knew Mikuro in advance. Confronted by that shocking truth, so many students had no idea where to begin talking. So many things were clearly wrong at this point. But there was a few students such as Byakuya and Kyoko who opted to remain calm and observe this situation. Alright, someone better spill it. Who gave Makoto an extra mouth to feed? Damn. I mean, that is basically... Wait, what? I don't care if you want to stab him or slice him. I just can't forgive whoever put that ugly asshole in Big Matt's side. Toko no Genocide Jack spun her scissors in her hands. As she spoke, her emotions and facial expressions constantly changed. Even without the threat of her scissors, she excluded an aura of danger that made her unapproachable. The flank-stank young boy like Macaroons is like a bluebird that pops out of a golden egg. If you would have just let me handle it, I would kill him so good that even admittedly, would be eager to die. But poor Maki, heart and soul have been stomped on by such a sloppy kill. That actually sounds pretty exciting too. But I decline. Toko, you're not making any sense, screaming at me. What in the world happened to you? Genocide Jack answered by pointing her scissors at Allie. What happened to me? I got bored, that's fine. The Sorrow Post locked me up a few days ago, but when she went unconscious, I thought I'd finally get to do my thing. But when I woke up for all this, my cuties soaked with blood, and I got no clue what's going on. Oh, it's Makoto, my cutie. Wait. So a prolific serial killer has a crush on Makoto Naegi. Just some lucky guy. Damn. I'm jealous. No one seemed to be able to get the straight answer out of Jack, so Hifumi made a timid remark. I thought with girls like this... I'm not gonna say that. Sure. I can you need to think better if someone's worth clear, like... I think I'm getting a cold, I don't know. I can't believe you think about me on the heads or someone worth clearing. Like someone newer, so she was responding to everyone else's expectations. Sakura stepped forward. She's might be there's a confusion. I tried to restrain her for now. As soon as she heard that, Genocide Jack stopped moving, started losing like tongue, and gained wickedly. What's that? Are you gonna fight me, Battle Ogre? My bad, no, scissors are only used for cutting adorable boys. Women should just stay home. I won't taint my scissors with your filthy blood. So Genocide Jack is a flaming straight person, but also sexist, I think? I don't know. I'm confused. But yeah, this entire plot line of Toko is confusing. So Grand Fire Sense determined to restrain Jack, but Jack knew she can win in a fair fight, so adopted a strange stance of her own. In one fight, Jack would obviously lose to the ogre, but Jack is focused on dodging attacks. The outcome of the fight would be hard to foresee. Equal Genocide Jack's physical abilities are only obvious to a few of the students in the first place. The two women exchange hostile stares at each other, and students gulped nervously and watched. Except for one person. Gyokyo was watching something else. She was watching Monokuma in the corner of the gym, unmoving as a white noise emitted from her speakers. He had stopped moving the moment something everyone's attention focused on Sakura and Toko. It's possible that motorized hacking had been disrupted, but yet an infinite number of possibilities were also swirling around Kyoko's mind. Oh yeah, Kyoko's smart. She brushed back her hair with gloved hand and continued to watch. Though she couldn't fully remember her talent, the actions she was taking right now were fueled by pure instinct. Okay, water. And that's from picking the direction. Okay. Oh, damn, that's blood on the floor now. Thanks to the huge found from Jimushin, Mikuru Saba was able to buy more time than she had imagined. As soon as she entered Miyosh's office, she rummaged around the medical supplies and did what she could to stop bleeding. Though still quite shallow, Mikuru's breathing slowly stabilized, and Mikuru let out a sigh of relief. However, even though she was somehow able to stop the bleeding, she wasn't out of the woods yet. Miraculously enough, it seemed like none of Mikoto's major arteries or organs were damaged. Huh. Boy had the luck to not get stabbed in any of his important stuff. But it's just like, nah. I mean, technically, one organ was hit, aka his skin and muscles. And wait, no, there's multiple tendons and all that stuff. Yeah, his system's probably gonna be fucked up a bit. Or maybe he wasn't actually all that lucky. After all, the only sort of medical treatment I could hope for was the partial at best. Biko couldn't decide. If only I could do a blood transfusion. Nurse's office showed several blood packs for transfusions. Mikuru separated that suspected the blood type might be written as Eve handbook, but she reached out his pockets. See, reaching for what was about to happen next. Just keep playing, but he's very pressed. Oh, damn it. You're okay right now. Just thinking, keep on and I'll just down. Multiple molecules have been placed throughout the entire academy, so it wasn't a stretch for him to suddenly appear out of nowhere. Regardless, the same person was controlling all of them. Miko had been wary of Monokuma's attacks while she was treating Miko's wounds. But the disappearance of the particular moment seemed to take her by surprise. Junko? Tilted her head of the entire upper body inquisitively. Junko? Who's that? Junko? And we heard so that crunchy before. No more jokes, answered me, Junko. You were planning to kill me earlier, right? Junko this, Junko that. What's your problem? Telling me that I'm Monokuma. I highly doubt it's just Monokuma. Just torn behind. If you can't even remember something like that. You're not just disappointed as a person too, you're disappointed as a sister too. Damn. You're too skinny and your brain's nothing but muscles. Your personality is just unbearable. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, said Mikuru. She needed to apologize. You heard sister call her disappointment yet again as to make her ultimate suture recoil. Malcolm ignored her and Jason climbed on top of Makoto's barely breathing body and began poking his cheeks. So what are you gonna do with Makoto now? I'm really interested in human mating. Don't shush. I mean, technically, Choco, shush. Where are you? Asked Mikuru before shutting off. Monokume lowered his tone and began whispering into his ear. Mikuru's a pretty nice guy, huh? Being sacrificed will save you. He's so generous that it was actually hopeless. He's not dead yet, insisted Mikuru. For a time, he couldn't hide the fear lingering in her voice. That's the most disappointing thing about it. You can't even say, I won't let him die. I won't let him die, Junko. Mikuro could barely get a word in, and Markuma erupted into bees and hands and continued to torment her. As if you could do that. Too bad, no regrets. See you tomorrow. Wahaha. Is this all because Mikoto was the first person to smile at you? You, a disappointing, depressing, unladylike, inhuman killing machine? Despite denying that he was Junko, Markuma began speaking at length about Mikuro's past. This contradiction was very much like Junko, and Mikuro had shaken so much all she did was watch the bear prattle on and on. It's only fit to survive in this world, the only thing when kind-hearted people do is die, you know? Damn. As long as you're gonna watch Mikoto die really soon. He won't die. Nana's voice became more clear as she took off her Junko wig. Beside conversation with Mikoto, everything as she said was Junko was from the script her sister had written. But now, there was no script for Mikuro to rely on anymore. Mikuro was treating Markuma as she would treat her own sister. The other students saw her acting so weak they never believed she was the same person who fought Sakura in the gym. And not just that, anyone who from her mercenary past could see her now. Her stark change in attitude might make them think she was someone else entirely. Markuma continued to rail against Mikuro. Oh, he's not. Nope, he's not. He's gonna die. I know it's sad, but you must face to face the facts. Markuma wriggled his limbs and danced around, then pointed right at Mikuro's face. Because Mikoto is going to die by your hands. Huh? In fighting among the terrorists. The big bad terrorists silenced and willed Mikoto before he can leak any information. Doesn't that happen all the time? In the end, it was just for things said on the gym. It turned out all lies you just told just to escape. You can't do that, Junko. I'll let you do that. Blurted out the word, trembling. Her voice broke up confusion in what she had just said. Am I defying Junko right now? Why? Strange feeling, but to Mikuro it was like she was standing on the ledge of a tall building, imagining what would happen if she jumped. A destructive feeling akin to holding a friend's baby and wondering what would happen if you tripped and fell. Damn. Yeah, I know that feeling. I never held a baby, but still, I know that feeling. Before she knew it, fear and anxiety finally took control of Mikuro's heart. As a member Fenrir in ultimate despair. Mikuro had killed an innumerable amount of people. She had handled live grenades before. She had descended from the sky on a parachute as anti-aircraft weaponry fired all around her. Her heart never wavered on the battlefield, but now it felt like it could collapse any second. Markuma, however, was as stable as a tree and slightly tilted his head to the side. Huh? Weren't you listening to my story? Huh? I'm not the one who's gonna kill Mikoto. You are. Huh? What are you saying, Junko? Markuma can give you a strange explanation. Do you know what the suspension bridge effect really means? It means you're gonna push the person you love off a bridge if they'll be yours for eternity. Oh. I haven't heard that at all. Life doesn't always follow what your textbooks say. It's sad. But that's what love is. His words make no sense. Mikuro couldn't think of anything as she stood there dumbfounded. Meanwhile, Markuma continued his little speech, intentionally saying things he meant to agonize Mikuro. Ooh. I had feeling lucky. Yeah, I don't think I should be reading for this long. I'm gonna end it here for today. Damn. Ugh. Head feeling woozy. But yeah, I'm gonna put a bookmark in the story.